Okay, hi YouTube. So I'm trying to start off where I left off in the last documentary part and stuff. That was like a month ago. So I already said about all the things, basically like some of the bad things that I did do. Well, all the main ones, all the important things that really affected my whole relationship with God and my growth and everything else. I just wanted to also say a couple other things I could remember. One wasn't like a bad thing that I did, but it was a huge thing that occurred. One time I was at the Amtrak, was waiting to go to Sacramento to be picked up by someone that I had a casual thing with once a month for whatever. And I went there, and there was this lady, and she was sitting at the bus station. And then, I mean, it was a bus station plus train station that was in Sassoon, California, which was right there next to Fairfield. The only thing that separated the two cities was train tracks. And anyways, so one day in like 2012, I can't remember the month, but when I was there was this incident with that lady. She was sitting there. Some guy comes up. I guess he was a pimp. She was the prostitute or something for him. He started talking crap. He started threatening her, being, aggressive. He started actually putting hands around her and on her and threatened to kill her, all kinds of other stuff. So I went on for about 5 to 10 minutes, maybe longer, who knows. There was a couple people to my left. I can't remember if I said this story. I feel like I didn't, but if I did, I guess I'll just say it again. And I'm not saying this story to make everyone feel better or feel whatever, blah, or feel bad about me or, about the other stuff. Because, I know I've done a lot of, those other things that were really wrong that I should have been arrested for or should have whatever for. But, anyway, so I can't remember that story. So I can't remember if I said that story or not. So he started getting physical. There was other people to the left. And there was people far off in the distance in the parking lot on the right. They were all watching it too, but nobody did or said anything. When he started getting his hands on her, that's when I ran up and I said, "Hey, you need to leave." And, I tried to have a aggressive tone, but, it takes I don't know, like when I yell, like I've laughed at by people before for yelling. I don't know. Like when I worked at Tyson's when I was 18, and it was a loud factory and everything. We had to make all the food and blah, and I had to order more boxes from the top. And I guess when I yelled, everyone was laughing, and so I don't know. I've always had this my tone sometimes doesn't come off as serious or just whatever. So I told the guy he needs to leave, and then he kept saying no, and I was like, "Dude, I'm not gonna tell you again." I was like, "Don't make me say it again." He turns with his face slightly to the side, and he looks at me, tilts his head, and he has this wicked look on his face, and then he grins, and he says, he's like, "Say it again," or something. So I rolled my eyes for a second, turned my head, rolled my eyes slightly, and he saw an opportunity, and he hit me on the right side of my jaw, or whatever, busted my lip. I had to have stitches. But when he hit me, I don't know. I mean, I didn't see it coming. That's the only time in my life I've ever been knocked out in a fight. So I don't know if I was knocked out from that or if as soon as he hit me and I hit the ground, the back of my head was busted open and he was kicking me and I ended up going into, I guess, a seizure, and I never had that before. And I heard that once you have a seizure, you're more prone to get a seizure. But before all that stuff happened, there was, anyway, so the cops never found the guy. They never had cameras that worked at the station, which was a bunch of bull if you ask me, but whatever. And there's a whole bunch of stuff. But so anyways, back to that story, I ended up staying the night in the hospital and everything. But so the part of the seizure that I was thinking about, I can't remember if this happened before or after. I'm pretty sure this happened after. But earlier that year or whatever in 2012, our brother-in-law, who is married to our sister, he's, I guess, a former boxer or MMA, whatever, just trainer or whatever, but he got really, really overweight, I'm overweight slightly, but dude's 400 pounds, but he can walk and get up, but I think he preferred to sit down. He's probably prefer a chair, a wheelchair with wheels with wheels, but a wheelchair with motor thing, whatever, motor wheelchair. But anyways, so, I'm sure he would prefer one instead of getting up and walking. But anyway, he put me in a chokehold one time because I did it for a video for YouTube because I wanted to have a video of me being choked out all the way. And the video was cool. And apparently at the end, I started seizing up something and like drool on my face and everything. And I stood back up. And apparently, I think other people in our family or some other people saw the video because I got like 500 hits in just a couple days. And I would have been, YouTube would have blew up a long time ago had it have stayed on there and no one, flagged it or whatever. I don't know how people can flag it. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, I went up in a seizure a little bit, whatever. The whole video is titled Being Choked Out. What the heck? Could never ever find the video again. And I told him, because they had it on their phone, I told him to send me the link and I'll put it back up there and whatever and fix what I have to so that, it could stay up and be up so I could get some more views and all the other stuff. I was doing stupid things for YouTube around that time. I had videos of me drunk off whatever and like drunk and going into grocery stores in like women's shorts and high heels and other stupid things and talking stupid because I was stupid. And anyway, and I also had other videos of me going on that catwalk thingy, whatever, at the mall one time because I was, we were bored and we just wanted me to go up there and do it for, a funny bit, and other people stopped and looked or whatever, and it was, I don't know, it was kind of funny, but it was just dumb too. Other videos of me, like my cousin punched me in the arms several times because he's stupid and he doesn't know how to throw a punch, and then another video of me eating a whole bunch of habanero peppers all at once, which was just stupid too. My face turned red, and I did the cinnamon pepper challenge too, whatever, and cinnamon challenge, whatever, and all other stuff too, and I don't know. So I was trying to make it as like an actor, comedian, and all that other stuff, which I still want to, but I more so want to serve God, and hoping out of this documentary stuff could be my testimony of the things that I've been through. So that's why I do this, and I can't express that enough. This isn't for myself. This isn't for notary, for gain, for all this stuff. This is everything I've been through in my life, and all the way up to the moments that I turned my life around, and through all the trials, tribulations, everything else. And then I know there's going to be more hardships in the future, but I'm looking forward to it this time because I know I'm going to be living better and I'm living right. So I read the Bible every day now for like the last 30 days. Last time we did that, we were drinking every day for 30 days. So this time's different, I mean, I'm looking forward to this journey this time instead of when I started 2 years ago again. And I mean, anyway, so there's other stuff too. I can't remember if I said there was this one time and two other stories. One was in 2011. I just turned 21. So it was like September, October, somewhere around there. Went to a bar. I'm not going to say all the specifics to that stuff, to what bar and what city, just for my own safety and family safety for certain things. But there was this guy and he was, there was this guy who was drunk. He was like about my height, I guess 5'8", 5'9", but he was skinny like a twig, and he was probably no more than 120 or 40 pounds, and I mean, max, like, and he was drunk and he was bumping into people. He bumped into this country guy. I might have actually said the story too. See, I can't remember the stories I said, but anyways, so he bumped into the guy and he was, talking crap to him, and then me and my cousin and cousin-in-law, whatever, were there. And we saw it, and then he was talking crap to this big old country dude, and then country dude got disrespected by him. He got mad, but anyway, so the little guy that started the fight went and got his big old Mexican friend. Mexican friend got out of prison after stabbing someone. I forgot how long he went to prison or whatever, but he got, it might have been a year, it might have been longer, something, I can't remember. The Mexican guy sucker punches the big country guy, because the country guy is bigger than the Mexican guy. The country guy is like 7 feet. The Mexican guy is like 6.5 feet and like 300 pounds, like huge as heck. So the Mexican sucker punches him as hard as he can twice, and all he did was like his mouth might have been bleeding or something, but like he didn't. The dude that hit him, it didn't even faze the guy that got hit. Like he was standing there angry, and he had two friends that were like 5'8", 5'6", 5'8", and they were like 100 pounds soaking wet, and they didn't want to fight. Because the other guy, the Mexican guy, and then I guess he had some friends with him too, but the other guys didn't want to fight. So they told the big old country fella, let's just go. So they left. Then one guy goes around talking crap to an Air Force, to a guy that's in the Air Force, And he starts talking crap saying he ain't nothing and blah, blah, blah. Because my cousin and that guy were talking. My cousin was trying to say, oh, I was in the military. I was joining. I was trying. But he wasn't. He never even got booked. He never even got shipped over. He was supposed to, but he didn't tell about his past. So they dismissed him and told him, no, you can't. So he tried to brag about that. Yeah, I was going to join. I did join for like a month. I was doing stuff, but he never did anything. Anyway, so they were talking, and then that's when the Mexican guy comes up to him and says, you ain't nothing, blah, blah, blah. He tries to tell my cousin to beat the guy up. The guy was short. He was like 5'2", 5'4", the Air Force guy. And you could tell he was really mad, but he was scared, and he, everything else. But I got mad as heck. So I might have said this story, but it's worth saying again. Anyways, so our cousin-in-law was driving, and we left. This was like an hour later. We left. We were drunk. Only off beer. It wasn't liquor, so it wasn't like super courage, liquor courage or anything. I had just a few beers, not that many, and I was like, man, someone should fight that dude. Someone should have hurt him. Someone should have did something to that big old Mexican guy, because he ain't nothing. Size isn't anything at all. I mean, people say size is everything. Okay, ladies, we're not talking about sex here. We're talking about something else. And sorry, God. So, David and Goliath, the lows. When it comes to fight, it's heart and it's faith and it's who you are. And if you're on the good side and your faith is strong with God, and even if you are not the best, most righteous person, or the most faithful, or the most etc. to God, I believe He'll still protect you, especially from people like that. But it's all about your faith as well in God. And so when we were leaving, I was mad, and then my cousin-in-law, whatever, he was like, man, he's like, if I take you back, you ain't going to fight. And I said, take me back. So our other actual cousin said, don't do it, because he knew that I would. So we went back. They stayed in the car. I went and gave the guy my ID, walked right in after. I guess I was smart enough to actually grab my ID back real quick. It was on a patio. I tackled the guy through a table, started punching him in the face. Other people grabbed me. They pulled us apart. He charged at me, and then, we're back at it, back and forth. It was sort of, my cousin and cousin-in-law saw it through the car over the fence. They saw a commotion of people going this way to the right, and then swaying over to the left, a whole group of people. They knew that I did something, and that it was all, that it was about to go down, but it was going down. So anyway, as, now that happened, when he came back at me, I tried to tackle him through a fence, like in the movies, but that didn't happen. But anyway, so he's up against the fence. I'm leaning against him, and he's pounding my head and hitting my head, and I'm trying to not get hurt. But then he's got friends or whatever who are also swinging on me as well. And other people are trying to pull everyone apart. I grabbed the dude's nuts. Yep. And I'd do it again if he's in the same situation. I don't care. I grabbed the dude's nuts, pulled a Ric Flair, and squeezed as hard as I could. Dude don't need to have kids anyways. He's probably a drug, whatever, something gangster, whatever. That's exactly what's wrong with the world. All those, whatever thinks that they're gangsters running around impregnating all these females. Then their kids turn out the same way as them. I think the only way to actually stop stuff like that is anyone that's like in gangs, make them have vasectomies. No kids running around, and there you go. Problem solved. But anyways, so that all got messy, and I went home next morning, had a huge migraine. But it's whatever, it was worth it. And in the end, I don't have to, ever wonder, man, what would happen if I fought that dude? I never would have probably thought, well, if it didn't happen, I probably never would have thought, well, if I fought him, I would have grabbed the dude's balls. But still better than not fighting. Shoot, in a fight, it is anything goes. Unless you're in a sanctioned fight in a UFC or MMA fight or some sort of thing like that, I would fight him in that too. It doesn't matter. I'll get him in all Kimura lock. I'm perfect. I mastered that in the couple months that I was training. I mastered that. I was like fast, like Flash when it comes to the Kimura lock. So it's pretty cool. And anyway, so there was that story. And in 2012 in June, I went with somebody, basically a friend who, not really a friend, but whatever, paid for me, and I went with them. We went to the Giants game in 2012, and I was at Matt Cain's perfect game, so I just wanted to note that in there too. So on my Facebook is photos of that, but we were up high and far, so it wasn't great photos, but the memory is always there, so that's kind of cool. And anything else in 2012 I can think of that's significant? Well, went to North Dakota. I might have said this stuff too. Went to North Dakota. I'll start another video in a second.